Oh boy, it's back to the circus that is West Ham United. Um, Now, I said in my video, I'm pretty sure I said it on the video, I don't remember everything I said, but I'm pretty sure I said in my video I thought he would get sacked in the morning, as the chant usually goes. But it turns out David Moyes will have one game left to win, or to get a point. For some reason, a draw is enough. So according to ex-West Ham employee and other reliable sources, mainly ex-West Ham employee, that's the only one you really should read, is that so if David Moyes was to lose at home to Nottingham Forest, he would be sacked. And I think we will lose to Nottingham Forest, and I think that will be his last game. I don't particularly want to go to the game, but I have a season ticket, so I'm going to go. That's if trains are running, anyway, so I'll have to find another way. After Everton away, we thought he would get sacked. No, after Everton away, people wanted him sacked, sorry. I wasn't on that, but I was very angry with the lineups. After the international break, he changed a couple things. He put Maxwell Corday in, he put Carrera right back, but he still had Thomas Souček in at the time, and Thomas Souček had a bad game against Everton away, where we lost 1-0 and Neil Mopai scored, and we asked him to be dropped. We were begging for Flynn Downs to start. Never happened. To be honest, he just hasn't learned from his mistakes. At the back end of the period just before the World Cup, he started taking off Thomas Souček as a sub and putting on Flynn Downs against Crystal Palace and Leicester. And you'll see a pattern when Moyes is rating a player, he takes him off and then phases him out. Now, he would have done that if Paqueta was still fit. Because he did it with Fornals, he did it with Antonio. He should have done it with Bowen. He did it with Cresswell as well. He did it with Carrera sometimes when Zuma's not fit. He did it with Soufal as well. He's done it with Ben Johnson sometimes. And listen, when you go back all the way to Brighton away from last year, to the last game of the season, he said, we're going to need about 10 or 11 new players or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that in his press conference, otherwise we'll be battling at the wrong end of the table. Lord almighty, I'll be battling at the wrong end of the table. And he has brought in players, but he doesn't know how to use them. And the way he talks about certain players, you can tell that he wanted, like Lucas Paqueta, for example. Now, he probably didn't necessarily want Scamacca, but didn't really have a choice because Amanda Brozier wasn't moving anytime soon. And if he didn't get that long-term injury with Chelsea, he probably would have got the long-term injury with us anyway. So, whatever. When we came back from the World Cup, you'd think, taking a break, you'd think, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. That's when I gave him the chance. As soon as the lineup came out against Arsenal away, when we came back, that was Moyes out from the lineup. Because I saw Thomas Souček, I saw Aaron Cresswell, and Antonio was isolated all game. We were defending for our lives against the most informed team in the Premier League, and we fucked ourselves badly. And then we lost against Brentford. Listen, Leicester should have been the final straw, but we lost to Brentford, made it even worse. It was a pathetic performance. We literally started off well, and then we get hit by 2 goals, and then we just deplete. Pathetic. I'm glad I didn't go to that game, because the trains were running on a Friday night, and I'm not going. And I had a feeling we'd lose anyway, but listen, if there's a way to get there, there's a way to get there, but I wasn't going without any trains on that day. Because I had to go in a car for the fucking Leicester game, but that was not worth it at all. And then moving on, I think we played Brentford again in the cup and we win. We draw to Leeds. maybe you could argue we got lucky in that game as well. After that, I think after that was Wolves. We lost to Wolves, and then Everton, Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham. Now in the camp, again, Downs, Rice, Antonio, Paqueta, Kera, whatever, yeah. All of them came out in the press, in the podcasts or interviews or whatever. They said, you can feel it in the camp, turning it around, blah, 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 blah. Load of PR, load of shite. Now, it is a load of shite. Because they haven't won a game since the Everton game. We've won 5 games all season. Nottingham Forest beat us earlier in the season. They're actually a better team now than they were on their first home game of the season. They probably felt on that euphoria. And we absolutely dominated them that game, but we didn't finish it. We hit the bar. We missed a penalty. I don't know what we were doing that game. And I'm not looking forward to it again because Lingard will be on the bench. He'll be motivated to come on and score against us again like he did for Man United last season. Morgan, Gibbs-White and Brennan Johnson are on form. Chris Wood, who loves to score against us, now plays for them. The former Mill lamppost prick. They've got John Joe Shelvey, who I think ever since he got rejected by David Sullivan has always wanted to perform against us. But he's a good player. And they've got a lot more good players. And I don't know how Steve Cooper has managed to settle in everyone with the amount of signings they've made. But he was always a good manager because I saw it at the back end of their championship season. When they said he should get sacked and all that, I was like, bollocks, don't sack him. But yeah, Nottingham Forest are doing well. They're above us. And it was against all odds from some people. I said they'd come 17th. I said they'd survive. But I didn't think they'd do this good. I don't think Forest, Leicester, Wolves, Aston Villa should worry about relegation. I think they'll all be fine. Especially Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, they'll be fine as well. But we won't. We might not be. I've always said we wouldn't get relegated, but just the longer it goes on, you wonder where's the points coming from. Now, usually in a relegation battle, you have to shore it up and be more defensive and solid and go back to counter-attacking football, which is what we've tried to do, but we haven't done it effectively. Against Everton, you saw counter-attacking West Ham back and a good solid defence because our 3 best centre-backs were there. But we didn't buy these possession players to be a counter-attacking side, and we haven't really won games since the Everton game, so we need to let these players off a leash, give your strikers some support. Antonio was shocking yesterday, but throughout the whole season, Antonio, Ings, Kamaka, it doesn't matter who you put up there, you're not supporting them. Only Paqueta gives the ball to the striker. Benrahma doesn't, Bowen doesn't, Fornals doesn't. And people want to suck Fornals off all the time. Bring back the Spaniard, because he's the saviour to all our problems. I remember when we drew against Leeds, and he said he was the fucking saviour. Fuck's sake. He then did shit against Wolves, but you wouldn't hear anything about that. Because this fan base is fucking mad when it comes to Pablo Fornals. Someone actually commented on a deleted video I did about Pablo Fornals. It got no views, so I deleted it. They said that he should play deeper and dictate play rather than even play the 10 or the wing. And I actually agree. The thing is, Souček has now earned his place for one game after playing so good against Tottenham compared to everyone else. And so is Flynn Downs, to be honest. But I wouldn't be mad putting Pablo Fornals back in the side, only because I said the same with Said Benrahma when he was playing well, but now he's played shit ever since the Everton game, to be honest. Now you can put Fornals back in. Cornet's not back. Who else is going to play off the left? Don't say Antonio, because the guy, it will be too tired at his age to play on the wing right now. Mind blown. They blamed every one of our new signings for this mess, when really, listen, I was wrong in the first place. I wanted Moyes in for a while, up until the Arsenal game, whatever. Moyes out now, because I can see it holding us back and keeps playing the same players. He's being stingy, and yeah, But I'll also blame our players that have been here for a couple of seasons now that brought us to a good place are now bringing us to a bad place. Declan Rice hasn't had the greatest of seasons, I'll be honest. He has played well in a lot of games, but he hasn't played well to the standard that I like him to. Thomas Souček has been shit. That is balance of the system and him. He doesn't win his aerial duels like he used to, but he doesn't play as advanced as he used to. Aaron Cresswell has fallen off because he's 45. Vladimir Sufal is not good anymore. Sorry, just because he pocketed St. Maximan does not mean he's that good anymore. We know he's good defensively. Ben Johnson is not the answer. I do not give a shit if he signs a contract or not. I really don't care. Who else is there? Bowen has fallen off a cliff. He was fucking shit against Tottenham in the second half. And to be fair, everyone was shit in the second half. But it's just, we actually attacked a bit. But we only had one shot in the second half. And I don't know why he didn't go with the same approach as he did for the Tottenham home game, where he matched up man to man like he was trying to do yesterday, but it was a 5-4-1, and in possession it was a 4-2-3-1, and just trust Emerson at left back, for fuck's sake. Off the ball you could do a 5-4 now, is covering the wing back, and Emerson can tuck in a bit. He's done it before against Chelsea away, so he should have done it against Tottenham, and have Benrahma as a 10 really, I guess, for that game, and play us close and put Souček in advance. It's pretty much like the old West Ham. When I mean old West Ham, I mean fucking 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever. But David Moyes has one game left. If he loses against Nottingham Forest, it'll be the end, and it's a sad way to end it because he's been a good manager for us, but he has fucked himself when it comes to this whole reputation bullshit. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you like the video, and subscribe if you're new. Social medias in the description if you want to follow me on the email for the inquiries. Let me know if you want me to do live streams for the channel as well. Seems to be a thing on football YouTube. And yeah, I will see you guys another time.